Hey guys, welcome back. Night 2 of Merced. Unfortunately I didn't get a chance to grab the camera before the night's racing, being that we got to the track and obviously had to do maintenance and get a car ready for the night, and kind of spilled into yeah, I guess basically pretty much ready to start the meeting. So ended up timing or going out for time trials about 9th or 10th. And unfortunately timed in at 30th. Yeah, we're 5/10ths off better than we were yesterday, but still not enough. You know, the changes we did make for yesterday obviously brought us forward, but you know, again, like I even still made a mistake again, just kind of getting through the bump and turn 3 and 4, which just unsettled me leading into my second lap. So probably lost like a solid 10th or 2 there. It's a weird one. Like almost feel like we're missing just something between going from like a hot lap trim to a quali trim. Or we pulled an 11.9 in hot laps, and then pulled a 12.0 for quali. You know, obviously there's probably that 10th just in that run up to the second lap. But you know, whether there's like a half pound of tire pressure we need to be changing in between or something, I feel like there's just something smallest amount that we should be tuning the car for quali trim, but kind of just missing a little bit. So again, kind of going to make our night a little bit tough again, but we are in a better position than we were last night. We're kind of at least on top of the car to start off with. So you know, obviously just swing a bit more with the car, and we'll go from there.
Taylor Reimer got lucky there. She kept her car moving on the racetrack, as we unfortunately are going to lose one off the 65NZ, a Honeybell back into the pit area. Not sure if he's going to make the left-hand turn into the Indiometa finishing work area. No guaranteed time back there, but down into the corner, Reimer got out over the cushion. When she came back down on the racetrack, he kind of checked up Gavin Miller, and he took a couple shots down on the inside. And I believe she clipped the Chance Crum, rather, in a 68W car. Not really clipped, just kind of got into the side of him.
on a bit of a tough ride at the moment. Unfortunately, I didn't pick the camera up after the heat race. Well, you would have seen what happened in the heat race. We did, well, no more than a couple of laps, and yeah, literally someone half spun, drove straight across the track. Yeah, caused a 5-car crash. So knocked the front end out of it, broke shock off. So that was our heat race done straight away. Right front shock gone. So then yeah, left us with no option to run the B. Yeah, there's a high chance we're going to run the B, but you know they probably could have maybe picked up 3 or 4 cars and maybe just snuck through in the heat race, but yeah, no, wasn't to be. Obviously ran the B, just couldn't get settled, and I think we're still carrying a little bit of damage. Something just didn't feel right. So I don't know whether the car's just, maybe the front end's just not quite as square as it needs to be. Like, obviously we chucked a new beam in, or a new front axle assembly in it, but maybe there's just something a little more to it that we've overlooked. But like I said about it being tough, there's just no second chances, and you know when you don't time well, you bury your whole night and you deal with the consequences from there. So talking to the guys, like I mentioned earlier, that being that we're missing something, maybe like because we're on this SP3 tire here, which is a spec tire, it's so hard. Like it's road radial hard, and like we ain't touching the surface of them all night long. It's that hard, and turns out we probably need to look at tire grinding, like just knocking the surface off after every time we run it. You know, that could have been the 2 or 3 tenths that we were just looking for to kind of set us in there, at least get us inside the invert and go from there. So I guess eyes forward, that's what we're going to be doing from now, is just scuffing the right rear tire before we run it every time now. Just, there's all these little things about learning the process, you know, like people, you know, I said it's all about learning like the tire in the first video and stuff like that, and you don't, it's not just learning the tire, but it's the game you've got to play with it and everything that goes with it. So unfortunately I'm going to have to send the mic down here for the night, you know, a little bit earlier than we wanted, but hey, it is what it is. But I'd just like to finish off by saying a big thanks to Pete Murphy. Managed to get a hold of him and give him a call just before the night, and he gave me some great words of advice, you know, just to back myself through qualifying. You know what you're doing, kind of, you know, and just some basic setup stuff and local knowledge about these kind of tracks and kind of this short banked kind of stuff. Like, you know, Pete made a living over here doing this stuff for a very long time, and is kind of one of the big names in the West Coast. So, you know, every little bit of advice that he gives is something that's you got to take as gospel. So very grateful to have him, you know, for 10-15 minutes on the phone, just walking me through just some basic driving techniques and setup techniques and stuff that goes with the cars as well. So yeah, can't thank him enough, and I'm just lucky that, you know, Jonathan Allard is kind of put me onto him and helped me get to know him a bit, you know, and just like Jonathan, Pete's an open book as well, and just, you know, Pete obviously realised his time in the sport is passed, you know, not even through his own choice, unfortunately, but, you know, chooses to keep embedding himself in the sport through others and helping to grow the sport and keep it carrying on, you know. So can't thank him enough, and obviously Jonathan for helping connect us too. So yeah, we'll put it down here, and lucky enough we roll into Turkey Night next week, or however many days, 2-3 days away now. We obviously have a full practice night, so we'll get 3 or 4 runs on the practice night, then into like hot laps quali and Turkey Night itself. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's going to set us up, you know, just to have a bit of a notebook for quali to start off with, and maybe, you know, get ourselves out of the pickle we've been finding ourselves in. So yeah, it's been tough, just kind of pioneering gear sets, you know, right down to figuring out setups, learning a car, a tyre. Like, even a lot of the West Coast guys here, that they don't run on the SP3 usually, so it's all just these little things that, you know, unless you're talking to the national guys, they kind of got all the knowledge on this stuff. But even still, the Midwest dirt is still very different to the California dirt as well. So yeah, I keep rambling on, but yeah, putting it down here and looking forward to Turkey night.